Good morning, or afternoon, or good evening. It's just morning for me. Welcome, my friends. We're going to be coloring in this book that I haven't colored in, and it is The World Under the Glass Magnifying. So this is a really cute little book. So what I am doing today is I already started it, so it will be a shorter video. And I just did all the little snails. And then I took some pink distressed ink Kitcha Flamingo pink and went around the edges. I thought it was really cute, these little guys. So I did the leaves and the outlining on this one. And what we're going to do today is do this snail with the little house and everything on it. I am using Prisma colors, and just getting them pulled all over here. I'm going to use the same colors that I used in the little snails over here. So I started out with a peach. Let me find my peach. Or was it nectarine? Let's see. Here's the peach. So we'll start with that. I'm just gonna start by coloring in. Now this one's the only one that doesn't have its eyes and its tentacles. So I'm just coloring, trying to see where its little tail goes, which we may have to come back to. So I'm just giving it a light coat because I'm going to come in with a couple of colors. And I'm going to go over all of these little designs. And we'll come back and do something with them. But we got to get the in-between part done. And I just don't know where his little tail goes. Maybe we'll just go that far because it goes into all this grass stuff. Okay, so then I took the nectarine and just went kind of back over it. Just putting down some basic color, getting some pencil down in here. I'm not going to go back over those little designs because we'll put some color in them. I went through and, what do I have, 3 or 4 of these books? I think just 3. No, I have 4. I have 4 of them now. So I want to color in them. So I'm kind of just switching up as I go along. A few pages in every book and then move on. It's hard to move on because once you start coloring, you just want to keep coloring more in those pages. Alright, so I used permanent red for their little cheeks. Like that. That's basically the only color I used on that. And let's see what else I need to shade. So I used a little bit of 70% and 50%. And I think I used a little bit of this sandbar. But let's see what happens. So I'm going to start with my 50%. And I just started coming in wherever I wanted a little shadow. I'm going to come back in with my color again. And we will blend it out. Just wherever there might be a little bit of a difference in the shade. And this is the darker one, and I'm just gonna just barely go right at the very edge. It'll be just enough to blend. Like that. And I'm going to come back in with, where is it? My rosy, it's rosy beige. And I'm just going to pull that color around a little bit. And I'm just going right over the top of everything. In a little circle, trying to just blend it all together nicely. This is as close as I could get to whatever color. A snail is kind of a funny looking little color. I got it A little bit right there I want to get rid of. I may have to come in with my big one. There we go. That's better. Okay. So now what are we going to do with all these little guys? There's lots to this little snail. So on the other side, it's either pink or I go into the green. So I'm going to pull out my blush pink. And I'm going to go over some of the bigger ones. Because the color underneath is light, this is picking up the color. Like that, and then I'm going to come in with my processed red. I'm just going to try to do a few of the little dots. And maybe we'll go a little bit on the inside of those. Just adding a little color. Because we went over with the pink, it won't be so bright because this is a very bright color. When it's done all by itself. And that adds a little delight of color. I like that. Okay, so the next thing I've been doing is I'll go in with, I've been using mineral orange for their shells. So I'm just, wherever there's a blank spot, I'm filling that in first. I'm just doing little circles. When I use the same colors that I used in the other page, it just makes everything blend together. I was listening to somebody else talking, and they were saying the same thing, how they liked opening up their book and both pages somehow just kind of blend together, that the colors complement each other on both pages. Like that. So I'm thinking I want the background, but I don't want to go over the dots. That is going to be fun. So I'm looking at my other page to see what I might have done. So I'm thinking I'm going to take my parrot green and let's just try doing our dots first, giving a good little push. And let's see if we do this first and then come in. Let me sharpen this one too. And go in between. And that will keep my green bright. So that's how we're going to do it. It won't take too long. It's not a very big snail to start with. Trying to get it covered really good for the, so we don't have to come back over it. And it's going to look really, really good. Let's do a couple of them. I've really enjoyed coloring these little snails. The way she's got them all decorated out in different ways. I realized most of these books were 6 and 7 years ago, where everybody started coloring, and I'm just now catching up. Because most of the videos that I really like are at least 3-4 years old and older. Doesn't that look cool? I like this parrot green. It's almost like a neon color. I went through all of my 4 books, and I found something in each one of them and just left them open. And I am going to color something in each one. And this is the second one. I'm going to keep going until I get them. Excuse me. Got to have a sharp point to get these colored in and get real close to these little dots and don't leave any space in between. Hey, we're almost done already. I just think this is the cutest little page. I like these little books. But I do like all my color books. I can tell some people have. One lady said she's got 70. I wonder what the highest number of color books people have. I think I have 21. Well, then I ordered 3 yesterday, or had some money left on Amazon, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I got 3 more Joanna's books. They're older ones, but I just started coloring in January, so few of the cute color books that I've seen, they don't even make them anymore. But I have plenty to color. I'm not complaining. Still have a couple of them I haven't even colored in at all. The one is where the one page is done, and you're supposed to make it look the same. I think I can start working in that one too. I think I'm getting the hang of seeing my colors and knowing kind of how to let them match up. Oh, this is this guy. Okay. Now I'm going to start in here. And this is my parrot green again. It's going to do every other color. Okay. Now I'm going to switch. I've only got a few greens here, so I'm going to use this light green. Like that. And then, where's my pink? And then I'm going to use my processed red and come in here on the bottom. And this is so that I can blend it up. I'm going to blend them together now. And that gives a really nice effect. Just pushing that color up. Yeah, that turned out pretty. So I'm thinking, what should we do next? Maybe we will go ahead and do the pink. Let me sharpen that. I'm going to put the pink right in the center. Then we're going to come in with that processed red on the sides and then blend them together. And let me sharpen that so I can get a good line in here. Because I just want to come right along the edge, the outer edge. Then I'm going to come back with my pink and just pull it a little bit. And down here I'm pushing it till it looks just like that. And you got to be careful not to get too thick or your pink will disappear. I like that. You have that camera so close. I'm not careful, I hit you guys and you go shaking. Mixing your colors. Comes up with some pretty ideas. Okay, I guess we got them all. So I'm thinking I'm just looking to see what other color we have. Maybe I'll just we'll just use this green. It's just light green. There. Maybe we'll go ahead and make this darker. There we go. Okay. I think we got him done. Or her. We'll go back over her little eyes with a pencil. So let's see what this... Let's do these in that. This processed red and cream. Kind of like... putting that down, and then I'm going to take this ivory or cream. I'm just going to pull it together. Once I know what I'm going to do, then I go ahead and I kind of prep all the rest. I need to I'm just giving it a good press in to smear those two colors together. I think it gives it a pretty effect. It's okay if some get redder than others or pinker than others. They look like some kind of little candy. There we go. Where's my little brush? Okay, so now we're going to take our two greens. I'm going to sharpen this one. actually got 3. And well, we can go ahead and do the stems. Use your lightest color. You can come back in with your darker color and put some highlights in it. Okay, and then that all goes into something different. So on this side of the leaf, I'm going to color with this true green. On all of them. All the leaves that are the same, I'm going to do that too. And I'm going to go ahead and fill these little guys in. Because I'm only using 2 colors of green. I'm going to do my little stem the same way. Sometimes I don't know what things are until you start getting deeper into whatever you're coloring. All right, now I'm going to take my parrot green and I'm going to color the other side. And you can come down a little bit. Either at the top or the bottom. Or you can do a little bit of both. And if you want, you can put a little bit in the stem, just to highlight a few little areas. Just right along one edge. We're not going to try to color the whole thing, just a little bit. Kind of like a little here, a little there. Mm-hmm. This makes some pretty leaves. still come in here and just on one side, give it a little bit of just a little bit. And you can come back in here where you've gone over the one side and just blend it a little bit. And it'll blend right in there. Really pretty. Just makes it look like it was meant to be. Okay, we got out of line a couple of places here. While I still have my pencils in my hand, I like to erase any place I got out a little bit. Then if I accidentally erase it, I already got my pencils in my hand. Okay, so now let's do something with this stuff. What is this stuff? There was one color we didn't use, Peregrine True Green. I guess we have grass green too. Let's try a little bit of this. Then maybe we could use our parrot green on the other side a little bit. Just let those two blend together. All right. I'm going to sharpen that a little bit. Because I'm just trying to do part of it. Doesn't have to be perfect, just because we're just trying to give a little bit of difference. Takes me a little bit to figure out what is what. I wanted the darker on the bottom, but it's okay. Is this his tail? I think that's his tail. See, I kept saying I don't know where his tail is. Let's get everything else color. We'll come back and do his tail. Figure out what is what here. Sometimes as you just keep going, don't do what you don't know what it is until the end, and if you still don't know, then just color it something. Make it something. Right? The more you color, then you start seeing things you didn't see before. All right, so this is the stem to that. Let's color that. All right, so where is our, let's go to our nectarine. And it could be a big leaf. But we're going to say it's his tail. Or I am. Anyway. There we go. Now let's find that 50%. Here it is. Just kind of shade it in a little bit. It seems kind of weird, but we'll leave it at that. All right, we got some little bubbles down here. Let's do these in pink. Okay. And we could do this little light. Start out with the cream. It's kind of a yellowy color. And let's make our little candle pink. And then, yep, we got some blue. Put a little bit of red in there. Tuscan red. Whoops, sorry. That was not the right color red. I started going too fast and knocked you guys around. And I think we're going to have to pull yellow ochre maybe. And give it some little bit. Just gonna let that red and yellow ochre kind of spread out in there. Maybe do a little bit of blue and white to make it look like you can see the glass. just that far. All right, so now we got this leaf, and I'm going to use my grass green for the stem. Looks like he's using it for his little umbrella. And just pressing that down in there. Turn it a little bit. And then I'm going to use light green. And then we'll come in and shade it. I always like to use my lighter color first. He's got a whole little city on top of him. I'm going to go ahead with my parrot green and just kind of come down these little lines. And then we could take our green and just kind of blend it. There we go. Let's do this leaf while we're doing this. Let's see, what's the darker green? do it the same way. Using our light green to fill it in. Okay. We'll come back in here again with our parrot green. Kind of follow the lines that are already drawn. That. And then we can just kind of spread it around a little bit. We don't want to make it disappear. We just want to soften it in a little bit. Like that. And I think we'll just kind of fill this in with a little white. You kind of do and you kind of don't see it. Okay. Oh, we got one up here too. All right, so now we got some cute little houses. Make sure we get all of our excess off. So it's really one little house. I'm not sure what these are. Maybe it's supposed to be a little fence. So let's we've used a lot of green, so let's make the little house pink, basically. And then we'll just add to it. For a snail, this is a pretty big house. We're just filling it in, and then we're going to come back and do some shading. On this little house. And I'm going to take my process red again. I'm going to come right down the lines. Let's make our little bricks that color too. And kind of like that. So I'm just going to soften these lines. I'm not trying to make them disappear. Like that. And actually we could let's color those in. Whoops. We went over the line there. I have to fix that or blend this down into this doorway. That just kind of blends it in. I love how Prisma just kind of blends so easily, mostly. Okay. So I'm thinking on the roof we're going to do the cream. So I'm going to start like coming down. I'll do a little more there. I'm going to go over it with the cream. Try to pull it down. If not, we'll bring a little more in. It's going to kind of look like some of the flowers. Just a little bit. Just let it blend. Okay, we're going to do the same thing to this little guy. going to pull that color down until it won't come no more, and just let that pretty buttery yellow to me. This is the easiest way to blend. Oh, I did it again. There, that's kind of pretty. Blends with the rest of the page. Okay, so I think we're going to come back in with some green. And I'm going to use my parrot green, I think. Just come in with all the little edges. Let me sharpen it. It's a pretty cute little house. I should have did the window panes first. The glass. I always like to do a little blue and then put white into it to where it just I'll just do the tops of these. We'll do that in a different color. Yeah, how about we do like that. And I think we need that pink bag right there. And do slate gray for these little guys. Like that. And now, maybe we'll just do some white. And now I'll try to do a teeny light blue. And the smoke, we'll just do some white. And the front door, what shall we do with that front door? I think I'm going to do some white on it. And let's try very light coat. And some white. Okay. Door handle. Oh, I don't want to say I'm done, but I'm done. I think it turned out really cute. Get it up high enough to where you can see the whole picture. There we go. Didn't that turn out sweet? Well, thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope if you have the book, you'll try it, or try some of these colors or whatever in something that you like, or some techniques. So if you like it, please give me a thumbs up and hit that bell so that next time I post something, you'll make sure you'll get notified. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I want to thank everyone that has recently subscribed. I appreciate it very much. And if nobody's told you today that they care, I care. I deeply thank you very much for your support and giving me something fun to do too. So we'll see you next one.